See all the birdies. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Jim's Farming. So just out this morning, dog driving the ewes off doing there. Just give her a shake. Taz, come here. Just out around the sheep. Do go round the stock we check the stock every morning without fail. As sheep like to, they'll get on their backs, or as we found yesterday, try and escape. So we weaned the lambs at the start of last week, and so separated the ewes and lambs. The lambs are back at the farm. Took the ewes back to the field I was topping on in the last video. A little bit of grass there, but anyway, they're a little bit discontented, looking for their lambs a bit. They'll soon forget about them. And yeah, basically they bored their way, some of those dark face ewes. They're a bit wily, and they got out into a neighbour's field, so we moved them up here, which is a few fields we rent, which joins River Meadow we own, and there's a little bit more grass up here, so hopefully keep them a bit more contented. Anyway, yeah, just sort of thought actually, well, we've got them shut on. There's sort of three fields, this one, that one there, and then another little paddock. But we've got our hogs, ewe hogs, so last year's replacement ewes that we've kept on our river meadow. And the river's quite low, so actually a bit of an afterthought, we're going to have to run them back home and stick an identification mark on their backs, just in case some get through, and then we can easily identify them if they get in with our neighbours, as tends to happen. Not a lot we can do about that. I mean, you can fence against the river, but you get a flood and it buggers the job completely. So yeah, probably have to perhaps bring those back down this evening. But yeah, so as I say, I do go around the stock a bit, but that's generally Dad's job. However, this morning he's gone into hospital to have his cataract done, so he's going to be out of action for a little bit, so it'll probably be me doing most of the work for the next few weeks. It's a bit tricky as well as we're coming into harvest, but there we go, it'll be good. He has been struggling with his eyesight a little bit, so it'll be good to have him right. So yeah, interesting times. Haven't really planned for this, to be honest, or thought about it, but it'll be alright. So dog's up there stalking the sheep somewhere. See if I can get her to fetch them down. Away! Away! Yeah, she's got this habit of sort of stalking him a bit and getting a bit sticky. And steady, steady, steady. Wait. Down. Lie down. Good dog. some strong issues in amongst these. Just give them a quick count. Just up, having a look at the rape and seeing how well it's died off, and have a look down here. Don't know how well you can see on the camera there, but some deer just in the neighbour's rape stubble over the hedge. You can see here I've been down and I desiccated it, so it does knock it down a bit, and you will lose a little bit of seed. Perhaps should have been a bit earlier on it, but still was quite green. It's still pretty green now, but it is definitely, you can see here there's some that have been attacked by pigeons and that's all sort of dying off, so it's done a job. But yeah, just thought I'd go and get a sample. Only thing I've got some gloves to put in, see what the moisture's like. I would say it's some way off yet, so if anyone doesn't know, so this is a rape pod. If I just crack that open, it is full of these little black seeds, so I just go and pull a bunch off, give them a bit of a crunch up. There we go. So looks like some nice big seed this year. Collected a bit in this old glove. Just see what the moisture's at, really. And the stems are still quite green, they haven't really died off. But you can hear it rattling, so it's not far off. Put a pod, something called pod stick on. We normally do that with the Roundup. That basically, I think it's essentially PVA glue. Yeah, I think that'll be. But yeah, pod stick just holds the pods together. If you get a lot of rain or anything, stops them splitting because they are prone to shattering. 14. There we are. So we've got 5% to come down, 5.2%. Just open it up. See there, this sort of grinds it up when it takes a sample, but I'd say the oil content's going to be pretty good. Seems very oily in there. So just hook into the drill to go and move it out of the way. If you've been watching my videos, a few videos back, I replaced the seals in the hydraulic motor that runs the fan, so haven't actually tested it since then, so I think I've got it plumbed in. I'll just I think I'll run it up and see what happens, really. Right. Immediately had some oil piddling out. You can go and look at that. Not too much. It's from one of these fittings. Perhaps haven't got done up tight enough. I think it might be that one. So I haven't actually got that one tightened up at all. So that is what is wrong. Seems to be working okay, which is good. So I'll go now and get this parked up in the barn, get it all the way. Might run it a little bit more and just so I can check that there aren't any leaks. But well, basically I think when I looked online, I think a seal kit, a Lemken seal kit for that motor was about 250 quid. I spent, I think it was about 50 or 60 on replace the internal seals, and then replace the bearing, and that was about 30 quid. It's a standard bearing, and a shaft seal which cost peanuts. So yeah, that was pretty good. I think the internal seals actually came from a local company. It was Flow Fit. Yeah, as long as it's not leaking, that's a result. So the next job. So been having a bit of a clean out, pretty much there with it. Getting ready to get the brake cut, get that in the shed. Anyway, yeah, as I was earlier on, I was going on about sticking an ID mark on the U's. Well, normally if we do anything with the sheep, handle them or anything, we run them back to the farm and put them in our handling system, which essentially is just a bunch of galvanised panels and shedding gate, things like that, which we shall see in a second. Not particularly mobile, but it is movable. Just got up the field. Rain, more rain. Got the ewes in this little paddock. Gonna probably have to unhang that gate. There's a piece of wood down the side, and I'll swing it out the other way. Put the race up against there, back the trailer up here, and run them out that way. Hey. Got a few up there. Go. Oh, 5. Get in through them slowly. Hasn't gone totally to plan, but don't need to keep the straight up, and do a few, run them on, and then they draw through, hopefully. I haven't got a double mop, double D, hey hey. Right, there's one here somewhere that got missed. There she is, into the fence. We just need a paintball gun, really. Done now. They're going in with the hogs. Wait. Come here. Hello.